Level 1, the Watcher. You don't touch anything yet. You stand near a bus stop or lean against a wall outside a coffee shop with your hands in your pocket. You are studying, you are learning how the city moves. You watch a woman standing at the corner, thumb scrolling, phone held loosely at her side, elbow bent, screen facing out. You file that away. You watch a man walking with earbuds in, phone in his right hand, arm swinging naturally with his stride. You file that away too. You are mapping the patterns, where people hold their phones, which hand, how tight the grip is, whether they look up when they walk or stay locked in the screen. You are invisible right now. You are just another person standing on a street. Nobody looks at you twice. Nobody remembers your face. That invisibility is your most valuable asset, and you do not even know it yet. You make zero money at this stage. You are just watching. But what you are doing is building a database in your head that most people never even think about. You are learning that distraction is the most common condition of modern life. And distraction is the door. Level 2, the runner. You make your first grab. It goes badly. You snatch a phone from a guy near a kebab shop. Your fingers close around it. You pull. But his grip is tighter than you expected, and he spins around fast. You run. Your heart is a drum. Your legs are moving before your brain catches up. You cut down an alley, jump a low fence, flatten yourself behind a dumpster, and wait. You are breathing so loud you are sure someone can hear you. Nobody comes. After 10 minutes, you walk out calmly like nothing happened, and your hands are shaking the whole way home. You got nothing. You nearly got caught. You replay every second of it lying on your bed that night. The angle was wrong. You came from the front where he could see movement in his peripheral vision. You were wearing a bright jacket. You hesitated half a second before you grabbed, and that half second cost you. You go over it and over it until you understand exactly what failed. Then you go back out. This time you come from behind. You pick someone smaller. You pick someone deep in their screen, headphones in, totally sealed off from the world. You time it with a crowd surge so the noise covers the movement. You grab and you run, and this time the phone comes clean away, and you don't stop running for 4 blocks. You hold it in your fist and feel the weight of it. That is your first one. It pays about $40 from a guy who buys them no questions asked from the back of a phone repair shop. $40 for 30 seconds of work. Your brain does the math immediately, and the math is dangerous. Level 3, the technician. You are not running blind anymore. You have developed a method. You have learned that location matters more than almost anything else. Transport hubs are gold. Train stations, bus terminals, anywhere people are transitioning between one place and another. People in transit are distracted and rushed. They have their phones out for maps, for tickets, for messages. They are moving in a direction, and their mind is already at the destination. They are not present on the street. You have also learned the timing. Rush hour is obvious, but it is also messy. Too many people, too many directions, too many variables. The sweet spot is just after rush hour when the crowd thins, but the distraction remains. You have learned about grip. A loose grip from someone scrolling with one hand, a tight grip from someone who is actively typing with two. You always go for the loose grip. You have learned about footwear. You always wear flat rubber soles, no sound, no slap on pavement. You have learned about your own face, and you have started covering more of it. Not in a way that looks suspicious. A hoodie pulled forward, a cap brim low. You understand now that cameras are everywhere and faces are the enemy. You have your buyer set up. You know which models are worth grabbing and which ones are not worth the risk. Anything older than 2 generations is barely worth $40. The new flagships are worth $200 to the right buyer. You have started being selective. You have started being professional about something that is objectively unprofessional. You are earning $300 to $400 on a good week. For someone your age with no qualifications and no connections, that number feels enormous. Level 4, the ghost. You have been doing this long enough that the fear is mostly gone. That is both a skill and a warning sign, but you do not see the warning sign yet. You only feel the skill. You move through crowded spaces like water. You do not look at your targets directly. You use peripheral vision and reflections in shop windows. You have learned that eye contact, even for a second, creates memory. People remember eyes, so you never give them your eyes. You position yourself in a crowd naturally, organically, the way someone waiting for a friend would stand. You look bored. You look ordinary. You have a specific walk for working. Not fast, not slow. Purposeful, but unhurried. The walk of someone going somewhere they know well. You are reading the environment constantly. Exit routes before everything else. You clock the exits before you clock the target. 2 ways out minimum, or you do not move. You have also started working with one other person. Not a partner exactly. More of a blocker. Someone who walks ahead of you and slows the target down naturally, bumping into them gently, apologizing, creating that 2-second window where the target is stopped, confused, hands occupied with the social moment of being bumped. And in those 2 seconds, you come from the side, take the phone cleanly, and you are already moving. It looks like nothing. It looks like the ordinary chaos of a busy street. You clear 2, sometimes 3 phones on a good afternoon. You are making real money now. Level 5, the escalation. Here's where things get complicated and you know it, even if you do not say it out loud. Most phones now have Face ID and fingerprint locks. A locked phone is nearly worthless to your buyer, so you have started learning how to force unlocks. Sometimes it is simple. You grab the phone mid-use and it is already open. But sometimes you need more. You have started working situations where the phone gets taken while still in active use, screen on, session live, so it can be wiped and reset before it locks. This requires more precision. It also requires being closer to your targets for longer. The risk goes up. The exposure goes up. You have also had your first real scare. A guy chased you for 2 full city blocks, screaming. He was faster than you expected and angrier than you expected, and for about 15 seconds it was genuinely close. You got away, but your knee hit a curb during the chase and you limped for a week. You told people you twisted it playing football. You lay in bed that night with your knee aching and thought about stopping. In the morning, the knee felt better and you went back out. You told yourself 1 more month. You have been telling yourself 1 more month for 6 months. Level 6, the wanted face. You do not know it yet, but your face is on a board somewhere. Not a movie detective board with red string and photographs. Just a folder on a police computer with 3 CCTV stills attached. Grainy. Partially obscured. But there, a detective in the transport crime unit had been building a pattern from reported incidents in the same zones. Same time windows, same MO. She has not got enough yet. But she is looking. Meanwhile, your reputation on the street has started to spread in the way that reputations on the street always do, which is to say quietly and in the wrong directions. Other people know what you do. Some of them respect it. Some of them want to cut. A guy you know vaguely approaches you and says he has a network of buyers who pay better than your current guy. He says he can move 10, 15 phones a week if you can supply them. He says you should work for him essentially. He frames it as a partnership, but you hear it for what it is. You think about it for 3 days. You say yes. This is the moment everything changes because you are no longer a solo operator. You are now inside something with other people, and other people are liability. Other people talk. Other people get caught and make deals. Level 7, the organization. You are now one of 4 or 5 people doing the same thing, feeding the same buyer network. There is a loose structure. Someone above you coordinates the buyers, handles the money, tells you which areas are hot with police attention and which are clear. You get a smaller cut than you used to because the cut is shared now. But the volume is higher, and the risk of any one job is somehow both lower and higher simultaneously. Lower because you are more organized, and the intel about police movements is better. Higher because you are now connected. Your name is attached to other names. If anyone in the chain gets pinched, that chain gets pulled. You have also graduated to motorbike snatches. You are not driving. You are riding pillion. The driver pulls alongside a pedestrian at low speed. You reach out, take the phone. The bike accelerates. It is over in under 2 seconds. But this is a different category of crime now. This is not a quick grab on a busy street anymore. This is aggressive. This is something people get hurt in. Someone stumbles and falls when you snatch, and you see it over your shoulder as the bike pulls away. They hit the pavement hard. You do not know if they are okay. You tell yourself they are fine. You go to sleep that night and tell yourself they are fine. Level 8, the arrest. It happens on a Tuesday afternoon, which is somehow the most ordinary detail of all of it. A plainclothes officer has been sitting in a coffee shop for 2 hours. He has been watching the same stretch of pavement you have been working. He is good at his job. He lets you make the grab. He lets you start moving. And then he and 2 others who were positioned down the block, close and fast from 3 directions, and there is simply nowhere to go. You are on the ground before your brain has finished processing what is happening. The phone is still in your hand. They have you on CCTV from 6 different angles. They have the phone with the victim's details still on the screen. They have the grainy pictures from the transport unit folder. And now they have your face, clear, present, and accounted for. You sit in an interview room, and the detective who has been building the pattern file sits across from you. She does not look triumphant. She looks tired and efficient. She puts a stack of printed CCTV images on the table between you and says nothing for a long moment. You count 18 photographs. 18 separate incidents they have linked to you. Some of them you barely even remember. That is the part that stays with you longest. That you did it so many times that some of them dissolved into nothing in your memory. That people lost something and you do not even remember taking it. Level 9, the cost. There is no level 10. That is the thing nobody tells you when you are watching from the bus stop thinking that distraction is the door. The door goes one way. The cost is not just the conviction, though the conviction is real and it follows you to every job application, every rental form, every background check for the rest of your life. The cost is also the person who fell and broke their wrist and spent 6 weeks in a cast and never fully got the movement back. The cost is the woman whose phone contained the last videos of her mother who had died 3 months earlier, and the backup had not synced and those videos were gone. You do not know these people. You never knew them. That is the mechanism that made it possible to keep going. But in the interview room, and in the cell, and in the months afterward, you start to learn them. Not their names, but the shape of what they lost. The phone is never just the phone. It is the videos and the contacts and the banking app and the photos and the messages and the irreplaceable digital life that people carry in their hands. Because that is where modern life lives. You took $40 for $200 for that. You told yourself 1 more month for 18 months. You are 19 years old and you have a criminal record and a knee that aches when it rains. You are not a ghost anymore. You are a file. You are a case number. You are a before and after, with a very clear line between them drawn on a Tuesday afternoon by 3 plainclothes officers who closed in from 3 directions and left you nowhere to go.